Right, so do you take pleasure in your opponents not being able to play the game? Do you like being able to just use some of the most disgusting cards in format and put them all in one deck and stop your opponent playing the game? If so, I've got the deck for you, baby. Let's have a look. Hey there guys, just before we get into the video, if you're part of the 60% of people that watch these videos and not subscribe, do us a favour, hit that subscribe button. I put a new TCG video out at least once a day, okay? Sound good? Let's get on to the video. So yeah, Trevnoir is actually one of my favourite cards, you know. It's got two very cool Pokemon on it, which always helps. You get to play Malamar, one of my favourite cards as well. And you get to just be a scumbag, really. Before VMAX and stuff came out, you know, being able to just two-shot everything in format is just ridiculous while taking two cards out of hand. Now that VMAX is our thing, you don't actually two-shot everything. You still get really close. And while you're being so disruptive, most of the time it ends up not really mattering that you don't two-shot a VMAX. Let's have a look. So, we revolve around Trevnoir, okay? Basic Pokemon tag team, 270 HP. Two attacks. We've got Night Watch for 150, 3 straight sidekicks. You do 150, you choose two cards from your opponent's hand, your opponent reveals them and shuffles them back into their deck, okay? So anytime you're removing cards from your opponent's hand, it's a strong effect. And it means you're taking one out of hand after their top deck, right? You're just removing all options, you know, it's just super strong. And over time, if they don't draw a card, like if you get rid of supporters, their hand size is just going to shrink and shrink and shrink until they're basically doing nothing and you're just doing 150 a turn, bap, bap, bap. That's the idea. GX attack is Pale Moon for 2 energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out at the end of the next turn. So if they don't switch, basically they're dead. It does actually come up, to be fair. You know, if you're like dilly-dabbling around and they've set an attacker up and you're not night watching, or the way the game's going is their hand is sort of irrelevant, like they've got their attacker on board. You can just Pale Moon all their energy off and say, right, go on, switch now, then go on. And if they do, oh well, and if they do, then they're playing cards from their hand. They're playing to your Night Watch. And if they don't, you get a knockout. So it's actually a really fun GX. I used to use it a lot back when ADP first came out, when ADP Keldeo was the way you played it. Pale Moon was just so good, just limiting their options really. So I am a fan. Outside of that, our attackers, we've got one Cramorant, which is really nice because the way Night Watch goes, if you've got 3 prizes left, let's say, and your opponent's got a VMAX, you hit them, or tag them, I should say. You hit them, they try and retreat or switch, anything like this. You can just set up the spit shot and kill them on the bench. Beat Cat is also really nice if you manage to get it nice and early. You can start making sure you get a nice turn 2 Night Watch. That's the idea. Turn 2 Night Watch. We've got an Absol. This is like a Jirachi sort of soft counter, in the sense where obviously if they have a Jirachi pivot set up, every time in between KOs or whatever, or switches or whatever, they get to see 5 cards. The chance of them hitting like a research or a quick ball for the Dedenne is really high. And what Absol lets you do, Absol is what I like to call puts pressure on the Jirachi. What I mean by this is if they can't just immediately grab what they want, because if they do, they might not have like a skateboard, they might not need like the stadium they need, for example, and it just adds one more wrinkle. It also stops like tag teams, like just retreating a lot easier as well. So Absol is rather cool. We then got the 4/4 Mali, because obviously Mali lets us get Psychics out the bin and attach them to our Psychic Pokemon, and that's how we're going to get Night Watch going as early as we can. Super cool ability, isn't it? Long live Malamar. We got a Phione. This is like almost like a boss's order. Like it's very, very close. What Phione lets you do, if you imagine a scenario, we're taking 2 cards out of their hand every turn. Their bench isn't going to be that big. A lot of the time, it might just be their active and 1 bench. If they try and like start playing musical chairs, Phione is as good as a boss's orders in that scenario. If they've only got 1 bench Pokemon. What Phione also lets you do, if you sort of pop the Phione and then they have to put something inactive that they don't want there, they now have to start trying to burn their resources to try and get it back out the active. If they're burning their resources, their hand's going to get smaller, smaller, smaller. Night Watch gets stronger, stronger, stronger. So Phione's actually really cool. And then 2 then just to help us set up, because we do need to get 3 separate purples on Trevnoir. It's not the easiest thing in the world setting up Malis, so we've got the Dedenne to help us do that. On to trainers, going to supporters first. For Professor's Research, because again, with Malamar, as much as I love Malamar, I'm not going to sit here and try and convince you it's the most consistent deck. It's not. Even the most streamlined version like this isn't that consistent, in the sense that you need to get multiple stage 1s. Professor Research lets us do that a lot easier. We play 4 Marnie, and Marnie is integral to the deck's function. Your first Night Watch, you ideally want to combine with a Marnie. So let's say they've got like a 7 card hand. You Marnie them down to 4, and now you Night Watch. They've gone from a 7 card hand to a 2 card hand, okay? They don't get to pick what cards they keep either. So, you know, you're giving them 2 cards and saying, right, knock out my tag team Pokemon twice with 2 cards in your hand, off you go. Or mine is also really good at reeling back in Zacian hands. You know, stuff like Combo Zacian or ADP. They might just like have a Zacian chill on the bench, you know, just Intrepid Sword. Mine lets you just put that hand back down to side and say, stop that geezer. Then played 2 Boss's Orders. There was a list that did really well in Limitless. There wasn't playing any sort of Gust at all, but I was like a great catcher. Not really a fan of that, really. So we'll play 2 Boss's Orders again. If they start trying to play musical chairs, which they will try and do, Boss's Orders lets you speed up the game, really. So there's that. On to Stadium. We've got 1 Chaotic Swell, mainly for Pikarom. You know, really good against Pikarom. Good against Baby Clowns, locking off the Giant Hearth as well. And yeah, it just means, again, they just need more stuff. Like Pikarom, they might be able to squeeze in 2 energy in a turn, but with Chaotic Swell, they ain't going to be able to get the mountain in play as well. So Chaotic Swell is pretty cool. For everything else, we've got Power Plant. This is mainly just to stop the Dedenne. I wouldn't mind a second Power Plant in here, if I'm completely honest. What we don't want to do is Night Watch them. They have a 1 card hand. They top deck something and they just quick ball away top deck, get Dedenne, and now they've got a 6 card hand and the supporter player. That's like the worst case scenario. And Power Plant lets us stop that from happening for the most part. We've got 4 Switch, just going to just help us maneuver around our Pokemon and have a higher odds to get off that turn 2 Night Watch. That's what we really want to do. Switch lets us do that. Wherever we've led, we can just recharge to the bench and then switch it back out. With that being said, also, we played 2 giant balloon. What's a giant balloon? That sounds quite cool. Air balloon, though, removes 2 retreat cost of the Pokemon it's attached to. So that gives our Mali's free retreat. So if we ever do get KO'd or anything like this, we can just throw up the air balloon, Mali, recharge, and come back. Play 2 Big Charm. This is just because, you know, Trevnoir, they only have to knock out 2 Trevnoir to win the game, basically. So we want to make it as hard as possible. And Big Charm makes it harder for them, basically. Like, let's say Dragapult VMAX hits you for 60 because they haven't got quite as much energy on, or they haven't been set up as well as they want to. Big Charm basically means they've hit you for 30, so, and it gives you a 300 HP Pokemon. It's always fun. We've got 1 Stamp. Stamping here is nuts. I wouldn't mind a second one, in all honesty. If they do manage to knock out your Trevnoir, you can basically say Stamp to 3, Night Watch to 1, bang, go on then. Knock me out again. Which is why it's really, really cool. Like I said, I wouldn't want a second one in any case. You have to discard it early, but Stamp is strong for sure, especially in this kind of a deck. 4 Quick Ball, 4 Treasure. It's an insane search, really, being able to play the treasures in combination with a Quick Ball. It's going to make us as consistent as we possibly can be. I'm a fan. And we managed to get 4 Crushing Hammers in. This is, again, just going to really make us an irritant. You know, lopping off energy, you know, taking cards out of their hand. It's just a super... It's just, we are really messing with their card economy with a list like this. And Crushing Hammers lets us do that more effectively. And onto the energy. 12, we play a lot. But this is because we need 3 straight purples, you know. And I want to see him as consistent. I want to attack as consistently as possible. I don't want to mess about. Your win con in this deck is Night Watch. I want to make it happen as easy as I can. Other options. I mean, it's Malamar, right? So you can play everything. You can play like a Giratina. You can start playing stuff like Spell Tag. You can play a myriad of things. You can try and fit in some Acro Box or some Poke Gears, you know. Maybe cut into the energy count a little bit. You know, something like this. And that gives you like 2 Acro Bikes or something like this. I'm quite happy with this list though, to be fair. So I'm going to shut up now though. How's about that madness? I'm going to shut up. And let's get into the games, okay? Sound good? Off we go. No supporters. No Quick Ball. It's rather scary, to be honest with you. Double Malamar start again. Looks like it's the mirror, thinking about it, doesn't it? Looks like the mirror. Yeah, it's a mirror. Good news is we're not weak to Psychic, but he is. It's kind of cool. What isn't cool though, I wonder if we actually go for like a quick Power Moon here. He ain't got nothing else to do. It means he's gonna have to like mess about at the very least. Weird play, but energy spinner for one. At this moment in time, he hasn't got anything he can attack. He can just pay retreat, right? That's what he's gonna have to do. Yeah. Goes into that. Oh, maybe he's got a switch or something. No? Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, man. Silliness. Who's gonna stop dead drawing first? That is the question. Luckily, there's no Psychic type that he can get out here that's going to draw in cards. So, you know, quick balls are all outs. Any supporter is all outs. So many outs is what I'm trying to get across here. Energy. Get a balloon. Great. What's the bet he gets? What attackers is? Oh, he's got oh, okay. Hey, finally. Let's go. We've had enough of this. I thought we missed energy there, but we didn't. So we can bin that off. We'll get off other Inkay. And all of a sudden, we are back in the race. We don't want to recharge. No, that's fine. There we go. So now we've had our dead draws. So you know what, Inkay in a sense. We've got no card hand now, so you know, hopefully we prize the research as well. We've got Inkay. We actually got the boss's orders next turn as well to just bring that up. So he puts in the active himself, which is interesting. Maybe he's gonna no, he can't Stinger, so I'm not sure what his game plan is here. And we've got the boss's orders, so that was but, you know, eventually, remember when we get going. Let's get on to the next game then, shall we? So far, whilst I've been playing this deck, it seems to be a bit of a running theme that we just don't want to draw well on our opening hand. Okay, fits over Vulpix, so playing against a fire deck. Okay. Fire have a lot of Dedennes and stuff, so you got that to consider. This isn't Baby Clowns, is it? Don't be Baby Clown, I'm not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood. I'm never in the mood for Baby Clowns, am I? Let's be honest. Jirachi. Oh, to be fair, I've actually got the Dedenne, but I have to give 2 Malamars again. Which is interesting. Palpat. Yeah. No, I think it's more. It strikes me to be a bit more ABZ. Oh! Okay, that's kind of scary because we actually don't two-shot that. Hopefully he just stops playing cards. Power Moon could be kind of interesting here though, to be fair. My guy's a fire star, isn't he, for lack of a better term. Get rid of 2 Malamars, it's so annoying. Get himself a Heat Factory. I'm going to put that in play now as well, are you? And you got a fire energy in hand, right? Look. Oh my lord. Interesting that if he had an energy in hand, he chose not to attach it. Because if he misses, I guess to be fair, he can always get the Snorlax going in one turn, can't he? So, and if good of a boss's orders now as well, perfect. That's just what you want to see. But you know, we ain't got much of a choice really. Get rid of an Air Balloon is rough. That's diabolical. I mean, I didn't even check my prizes, but we might have like a Malamar prize as well. Only get 1 Inkay down. No support again, because of course we don't. We will replace that though, and then we'll throw it over to our opponent. So He's got 5 card hand. He's got a Jirachi, so he should be alright, to be honest with you. The only saving grace is for him to attack, he needs to have a welder. I think attack, if he like does a good G-Max 4 here, we're in a lot of bother. We'll have to like Pale Moon it straight away and just hope he hasn't got the energy. Hope that the power plant sticks it to him a little bit, you know, can't put the Dedenne down. Well, the way he's getting at this Snorlax though is kind of worrying. This makes me think he will be just fine. I think, did the Stellar Wish take the incense? I'm not sure. The power pad makes you think that he's just playing welders, like he's not playing any off supporters, and he sort of relies on the Dedenne, and that seems to be the case. Oh, we get a research. We have to give it 2 switches, but hopefully, you know, it's not too consequential. So we can't get a Night Watch this turn, which is annoying. Is it even worth getting a Malamar out here? Like, I'm not sure. Yeah, we've only got 1. Jesus. So yeah, we'll evolve him now. So did we attach energy already? Oh yeah, we did. Okay, fair enough. How many got in our discard? 2? 1. Okay. Pale Moon now? Yeah, go on then. Hopefully he just stays dead drawn a little bit. Means he can't. That means if he's gonna have to either give up his Vulpix or let us get a free hit on this Snorlax, provided on the assumption that he can't attack. So that's kind of an interesting little play there. Obviously, it's just completely removed. He just like, you know, welded attaches. Super Scoop Up. That would work as well. That would work as well. Oh, I guess with Snorlax, you can just scoop up and then. Next up, we have got Marnie Nightwatch combo, but in all fairness, he's not really playing a lot of cards. I'm not sure if it's the right idea there. Gets the heads on that. That's good. What's he gonna do? He's gonna give up Vulpix. I think that's the correct decision. He's seen that we got rid of our bosses. We've got another Vulpix anyway, so let's just switch. That's nice for him. So we just took a Super Scoop Up. I wonder what that was. Fire Crystal for 1. Okay. So his hand is... Yeah, I don't think we Marnie. I think we just Night Watch. We get to 10A, but we can't play it because we put down our own power plant. So we'll just Night Watch. We get a welder. So we had a welder in hand, which is cool. I don't know why he didn't weld us. So we could draw some cards. Get a boss's orders, which is nice. So if he tries to throw up something else, we can bring up the Snorlax. Maybe GX on that Jirachi was wrong. It just meant he had to play cards though, and I guess him playing the cards has worked into our Night Watch, so I guess there is that. There's a pass, and here we go. The lock is starting, baby. This is what it's all about. I kind of... Yeah, let's get hit on that Snorlax. Welder Seb Striker, yeah, and this is how it's going to go down now. I don't think he's going to be able to attack, not with Power Plant in play, off when he's top decking 1 card a turn, and that's all we're going to let him have really. Oh, I mean, now we can, now we can, just as I say this. So let's have a think. We don't actually care this, do we? No. I'm kind of scared of that stage. Have we used our Swell already? No, I do kind of want to find that Swell. Yeah, go on then. Probably don't have to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Get a balloon. We can start setting up. Ooh, Cramorant is interesting. Cramorant is interesting. We'll hold this for now. Been off Inkay because, you know, we haven't even got another Mali in deck, so we might as well start setting up another one in case we need him. Seems okay. We missed our stadium, which is, you know, not ideal, but you know, you can't have it all, I guess. And then we'll Night Watch. So now the Dedenne's are out. I mean, in this scenario now, though, even if he attacks with this Snorlax, like, there's not a lot, you know, like, we just Night Watch again, and there to concede, and that is exactly what Trevnoir does. Oh dear. So yeah, that's been Trevnoir, straight Trev. Disgusting, really, isn't he? Bit of a dirty geezer. If you like the video, please like the video and subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.